Okay, for those of you who weren't in class today, I'll go over one of the problems you'll have on your test. We've looked at this before, but I did want to review this with you. So let's say here we have a polynomial. It's in factored form. My factors are x squared plus 5, x plus 2 to the fourth. So x plus 2 is a factor, and then x minus 1 cubed raised to the third. So x minus 1 is a factor. Factors are x squared plus 5, x plus 2, and x minus 1. Well, the degree of this polynomial in factored form, you'd have to add up the degree for each factor. So the degree there for x squared plus 5 is 2. For x plus 2 to the fourth is 4. And x minus 1 to the third is 3. So add them up. So the degree of that polynomial will be 2 plus 4 plus 3, and that will equal 9. It will be a ninth degree polynomial when you multiplied all your factors. Now, the 0 for the x plus 2 will so x plus 2 equals 0, x will equal negative 2. So my 0 for the factor x plus 2 would be negative 2. And when I graph that on Desmos, I can see that 0, x is equal to negative 2. But I want you to notice that it's tangent to the x-axis. And that will always be the case for any factor raised to an even exponent, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, the 0 for that factor will be tangent to the x-axis. That's always the case. Now, for the factor x minus 1, the 0 would be x minus 1 equals 0, x equals 1. And so if I take a look at that, I see my 0 there, which is 1. But I want you to notice that crosses the x-axis. So any factor x minus 1 raised to an odd exponent, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc., will cross the x-axis. That just makes sense. X minus 1, if that's negative, it'll be negative if you raise it to an odd power. If x minus 1 is positive, it'll be positive when you raise it to an odd. Okay, so any factor that has an odd exponent will cross the x-axis. Any factor that has an even exponent will be tangent to the x-axis. X plus 2 is tangent, x minus 1 crosses. Okay, so you should be able to answer those questions then. So which factor has complex roots? Well, that would be x squared plus 5. Because if you set that equal to 0, you get x squared equals negative 5, and then you take the square root of both sides, you get x equals plus or minus I root 5. Okay, so which factor will be tangent to x-axis? And again, questions you'll have on your test, that will be x plus 2. Because it's raised to an even exponent, 4. And then which one crosses the x-axis? Well, that would be x minus 1. Because it has an exponent that's odd. Okay, so tangent will have even exponents. Factors will have even exponents, and then crosses the x-axis, the factors will have odd exponents. So x minus 1 to the third, 3 is odd. All right, and so as another example, let's just take a look at this here. Let's say here I have x minus 2 times x plus 4 times x squared plus 4. Okay, so, well, let's first figure out the degree of this polynomial in factor form. So x minus 2, it has an exponent of 1. It only occurs once. X plus 4 has an exponent of 2. And then I have x squared plus 4. So 1 plus 2 plus 2. The degree will be 1 plus 2 plus 2. And that will be 5. So the degree will be 5. Now, I'm going to go out to Desmos and just graph this here. So x minus 2, x plus 4. All right, so let me go out to Desmos, and I'll graph it. So I had x minus 2. And then, let's see here, that was x plus 4 squared, and then x plus 4 raised to the second. And there I can start to see my zeros. So x minus 2 has a 0 of 2, an exponent of 1. Okay, so it's going to cross the x-axis, and I can see that there. And then x plus 4 squared, it has a 0 of negative 4. And because it's raised to an even exponent, it's going to be tangent to the x-axis. And then finally, I had x raised to 2 plus 4, which you'll never, it won't cross, nor will it be tangent to the x-axis. So complex zeros never cross the x-axis, nor are they tangent. So there. So the degree will be 5. The degree will be 5. And let's see what the other questions they ask. Which one has complex roots? Well, that would be x squared plus 4, because if I solve that and find the zeros, x squared plus 4 is equal to 0. X squared equals negative 4. And then take the square root of both sides, and I'll get x equals plus or minus 2i. Which one crosses the x-axis? Which factor? Well, that would be x minus 2. It has an odd exponent. Every factor that has an odd exponent will cross the x-axis. And then number 4, which one will be tangent to x-axis? Well, that would be x plus 4, because it has an even exponent or 2. So again, given a polynomial in factor form, you should be able to answer those 4 questions. The degree, which one has complex roots, which one crosses the x-axis, and which one is tangent to the x-axis.